Valvolution, where construction meets innovation.
Valvolution. Let's build the future together.
Welcome. Today, we're tackling something really fundamental. Why does it take so long for us to embrace new technologies? To get a fresh perspective, we're actually going way back, think 19th century.
Right, and we're looking at some, well, fascinating parallels with what's happening right now. Specifically, digital solutions in construction and real estate.
Exactly.
Yeah, our exploration today is sparked by this thought-provoking article from Valvolution. It's called 7 Wege zur Akzeptanz von digitalen Lösungen.
7 ways to foster acceptance of digital solutions, basically.
Right, by Christian K. Carl, published earlier this year, updated in December.
And our mission, our goal here is to really understand the core reasons behind this, reluctance, why we drag our feet.
And crucially, what strategies actually work to foster acceptance? We're using a pretty familiar household item as our lens for this.
Yeah, get this. The washing machine. I mean, today, it's a given, isn't it? In almost every home.
Absolutely indispensable.
But back in the mid-1800s, when it first popped up, it faced some serious resistance. Surprisingly so.
And that's where it gets interesting. Because the journey of the washing machine, from this newfangled invention to something we can't live without, it holds some really valuable lessons for why we hesitate with tech even today.
Okay, so let's dig into that rocky start. What were the obstacles? The article mentions a few.
Well, the first big one, maybe the most obvious, was cost. Simple as that.
Right.
Early washing machines, they were a huge investment, just not affordable for most families back then.
So accessibility was a major issue right off the bat. But it wasn't just the money, was it? There was more going on.
No, not at all. Beyond the financial side, there was this significant societal skepticism, a real wariness about new, maybe slightly mysterious technology.
Yeah, people saw these machines as, really complex, maybe even dangerous.
Exactly. The feeling was you needed an expert, someone with special know-how, just to operate the thing safely.
Which speaks to trust, doesn't it? And understanding. If you don't get how something works,
you're naturally cautious. Absolutely. And think about it, a machine handling your personal clothes. That probably felt, well, a bit unsettling for many people. And then you layer on the social context, 19th century. Washing clothes was deeply tied to traditional gender roles. It was seen as women's work.
Okay, so let's unpack that. The machine could, theoretically, make life easier for women, less drudgery.
You'd think so. But the article suggests that very idea caused some resistance. It kind of challenged the status quo, the established social order.
So even a helpful invention can face pushback if it messes with tradition.
It happens. And we also can't forget the business side of things.
The competition.
Yeah, professional laundries. They saw the washing machine as a direct threat to their business, their livelihood.
Makes sense.
So they had a real vested interest in keeping things the way they were. They actively, resisted its spread.
That's a classic pattern, isn't it? Established players pushing back against disruptive tech, we see it again and again.
We certainly do. And finally, there was just a basic lack of information. People didn't really understand how they worked or what the real benefits were.
Or even how to use them properly.
Right. So that lack of education just created confusion, frustration, and added to the resistance.
Okay, so we've got cost, fear of the unknown, societal roles being challenged, existing businesses fighting back, and just general confusion. Quite a cocktail.
It really paints a picture, doesn't it? A society grappling with a big technological shift. And that scenario, well, it feels familiar when you look at some industries today.
Definitely. But obviously the washing machine did win out eventually. It became ubiquitous.
Yeah.
So how did the tide turn? What changed?
Well, several key things happened. First, the tech itself just got better. A lot better.
Right. Improvements.
Over time, the machines became cheaper, much safer, and crucially, way easier to use. That initial complexity started to fade.
Made them less intimidating.
Exactly. And this is where a seemingly small detail, according to the article, made a surprisingly big difference.
Oh, what was that?
The window. That little glass window on the front of the washing machine.
A window. Seriously. That sounds minor. Why was that so important?
Well, think about it from the perspective of someone back then, someone wary of this new machine. The window provided transparency.
Okay. You could actually see inside.
Exactly. You could watch your clothes tumbling around, getting cleaned. It gave people a sense of control, some reassurance that things were okay in there.
I get that. It demystifies the process a bit. Like seeing your food cook through an oven door. Builds confidence.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It helped tackle that trust issue head on. People worried their clothes might get damaged, right?
Sure. Torn up by the machine or something.
The window let them see it wasn't happening. They could monitor the process, reassure themselves. It visually answered those fears.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Seeing is believing.
And beyond just building trust, the window actually served an educational purpose too.
How so?
People could observe the mechanics, start to understand how it worked, maybe figure out the best settings, the right amount of soak. It was like visual learning.
So a simple window tackled mistrust, built confidence, and helped educate users. Wow, that's quite an impact for such a small feature.
It really highlights how user experience and transparency can be key.
Okay, so we've seen the washing machine's tough start and how things like technological improvement and even a window helped it gain acceptance. Now, let's make the connection explicit. The article draws direct parallels to construction and real estate today.
It does, and they're pretty striking. These industries, despite all the tech advancements elsewhere, often hold on to traditional ways. There's often that strong, well, we've always done it this way mentality.
No, I've heard that phrase a few times.
So what are the specific resistance points now that echo those washing machine challenges?
Well, the article points out several. First, just like the early washing machines, new digital tech in construction and real estate often means a big upfront cost. Right, that initial investment hurdle can be a deal breaker for smaller firms especially.
Definitely. And then there's that familiar skepticism. The article actually quotes something like, if I don't know what's happening inside, I'd rather not touch it.
Huh. That sounds exactly like the washing machine apprehension, fear of the black box.
It's the same core fear, isn't it? Fear of complexity, fear of hidden problems. Then there's the perceived threat to existing roles.
People worrying about their jobs changing or even disappearing.
Yeah, the idea that tech might take over tasks.
Yeah.
The article puts it as, that's always been someone else's job. It's not right for someone else to take over now.
That really hits on the fear of change, clinging to established responsibilities. And what about the competition angle, like the old laundries?
That's there too. Existing service providers might worry that new tech could let more people do what they do, potentially increasing competition.
So if everyone can do my job now, how will I earn money?
It's a legitimate worry for some, absolutely. And finally, back to the basics. Understanding. Many people in these sectors just see digital tech as too complicated, too hard to learn, too hard to implement effectively.
So the same core issues repeating: cost, fear, tradition, competition, lack of understanding. It's quite the parallel.
It really is.
Okay, so acknowledging these challenges is one thing, but the article offers solutions. 7 ways to foster acceptance. Let's walk through them. Number 1, acceptance through cost effectiveness.
This one's crucial, especially with, the current economic pressures in construction. It's all about the ROI. Return on investment.
Show me the money.
Pretty much. Decision makers need to see hard numbers. How will this digital solution lead to long-term savings? How will it boost profitability? It has to be spelled out clearly.
So tangible financial benefits, transparently communicated. Makes sense. Okay, number 2, acceptance through awareness and training. This tackles that understanding gap directly.
Exactly. You can't just hand people new tools. You need to educate everyone involved, folks on site, project managers, the execs about the why and the how.
So what are the actual advantages? How can this tech help them?
Right. And then provide proper training, workshops, online modules, maybe even mentoring, whatever it takes to build skills and confidence. Make it less scary.
Got it. Number 3, acceptance through learning from the success of others. Sounds like seeing your neighbor's shiny working washing machine.
That's a great analogy. It's about showcasing real-world wins. Case studies.
Proof that it works.
Yes. Show examples where digital tools have genuinely saved money, cut down project times, improved quality. Concrete results are incredibly persuasive when people are skeptical. Make those success stories visible.
Makes perfect sense. People trust what they see working for others like them. Okay, 4, acceptance through increased interdisciplinary collaboration.
This is interesting because collaboration is already so vital in construction and real estate, right? You have architects, engineers, contractors.
All needing to be on the same page.
Exactly. And digital tools can actually enhance that. Think shared digital models, better communication platforms, smoother information flow between all those different teams across the whole project lifecycle.
So it makes existing crucial processes better. Okay. Number 5, acceptance through user-friendly solutions. This feels like the modern echo of making the washing machine simpler.
Spot on. The tech needs to be intuitive. designed for the people who will actually use it in these industries.
Not just generic software dropped into a construction site.
Right. Easy to learn, fits the workflow, maybe a mobile app designed for field use with big buttons, clear navigation, lower that barrier to entry, make it easy to say yes.
Okay, number 6. Acceptance through regulatory support and standards. This brings in the bigger picture, the institutional level.
Yeah, this is about building trust on a larger scale. When governments support digital initiatives, maybe offer funding, or when clear industry standards emerge.
It adds legitimacy.
Exactly. It builds confidence in the safety, the reliability, the quality of these digital approaches. The article mentions the digital building permit in Essen as an example of how regulations can actually push adoption forward.
Interesting. Okay, that covers the 7 ways. And the article wraps up with a section called, "And now," it reflects back on the washing machine, but looks forward too.
It does. It reminds us how profoundly just one invention like the washing machine changed daily life, our quality of life. And it suggests today's tech innovations hold similar transformative potential.
It even mentions the Consumer Electronics Show, right? AI in cars, smart appliances.
Yeah, just to show the sheer pace of change everywhere. But then it throws in a word of caution. It talks about greenwashing.
Ah, yes. Claiming to be eco-friendly without really changing much underneath.
Exactly. And it uses that as an analogy for something called BIM washing, apparently in the early days of building information modeling.
BIM, yeah. Big in construction tech.
Right. Some companies claim they were doing BIM, but hadn't really changed their core processes much. So the promised benefits didn't always materialize. It was superficial.
And now the article suggests we might be seeing KI washing, AI washing.
That's the concern. With all the hype around artificial intelligence, are some new AI-powered tools really that innovative? Or is it more about marketing, about slapping an AI label on something to boost sales?
A very timely warning. Look beyond the buzzwords.
It really hammers home the point.
Yeah.
Real acceptance isn't about jumping on bandwagons. It needs that whole strategy we talked about: awareness, training, collaboration, proving success, clear benefits.
And a willingness to actually change, to step outside the comfort zone.
Absolutely. It's not just about adopting a tool. It's about adopting a new way of working, potentially.
It all comes back to that washing machine story, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Even something so obviously beneficial faced huge hurdles. The article even ends with a little note about their own washing machine needing repair.
Huh. Yeah, nice little touch. Put it back down to earth. Even accepted tech isn't perfect, but its value wins out if the approach to adoption is right.
So, wrapping up this deep dive, the main takeaway feels pretty clear. Overcoming skepticism towards tech, whether it's a 19th century appliance or today's digital tools.
It takes a deliberate, strategic approach.
Right. It's not automatic.
No. Just like affordability, ease of use, and that crucial bit of transparency from the window help the washing machine take hold. Today, it's about demonstrating value, educating users, building trust, making things user-friendly. That's how you get real integration in industries like construction and real estate.
Okay, so with that said, here's a final thought for everyone listening to chew on. Thinking about the washing machine's journey and thinking about AI and other tech today, what's the overlooked feature, the seemingly small detail, the potential window that could unlock acceptance for a key digital technology in your field?
That's a good question. What's the equivalent of that window today?
And maybe more directly, what can you actually do to push for genuine understanding and real adoption, not just that superficial washing implementation? Something to think about. All right, well, that's a wrap for today. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And we'll catch you next time.
This was Bauvolution.
Where construction meets innovation. Until next time, keep building the future.